everyone! Healthy afternoon. This is Christine, your host for today. And you are watching Workplace Wednesdays. Nowadays, alam naman nating lahat na may mga times talaga na hindi natin maiiwasan yung pagiging stress natin sa trabaho. Yung feeling na nagpapanik ka na, yung hindi ka na mapakali sa dami-dami ng work mo, di ba? So with that, our topic for today is really relevant, especially for those who are currently working. Kasi for today, we are going to share with you several work hacks para less stress tayo sa work. Di ba nga, sabi nila, working smart is better than working hard. Pero paano nga po ba tayo makakapag-work smart araw-araw? So joining us today to give his insights and tips about being productive at work, we are here with Doc Jansen Calalen, our primary care physician at PhilCare MOA Clinic. So good afternoon po, Doc. So thank you for choosing to join us again here at another Workplace Wednesdays presented by PhilCare.
Hi, good afternoon.
Okay, so actually, now before we proceed to our discussion, we invite our viewers to post your comments, questions, suggestions to this live discussion para naman masagot po ni Doc later on po, okay? So, marami ring factors po actually ang nagbe-build up ng pagiging stress natin sa trabaho. In fact, Doc, karamihan dito health-related. Minsan, nagkukulang ka na sa tulog or may mga times naman na hindi mo maiiwasan na nag-overwork ka na nang hindi mo namamalayan. So now, I think that we really need to learn on how to work smart para at least maiwasan natin yung pagkakaroon ng over-fatigue or in Filipino term po, sobrang pagkapagod sa trabaho, di ba po? So now, to begin with, Doc, can you tell our viewers, ano po bang true definition ng working smart?
Okay, so working smart, maraming ibig sabihin yan. Depende sa kung anong profession mo, where you are right now sa career, or kung ano yung goals mo. No? So for me, ang working smart is having a vision kung saan mo gustong pumunta or having your goals, and then knowing where you are right now. Kailangan aware ka kung ano yung mga resources mo around you, kung nasan ka ngayon sa career mo. And then lastly, it's about doing whatever it takes to get from point A to point B. So to get from where you are right now sa status mo and achieving your goals. So, highly successful people, of course, they really work smart, correct?
Yes.
So, of course, bago sila magtrabaho, they think first before they work. So, highly successful people, nag-isip muna sila, nag-planning sila, nag-strategize. So, how do they do it? How do they think successfully? So, first, highly successful people think long-term. They have a vision kung ano yung gusto nilang marating 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. And then they work their way back, they reverse engineer their goals to where they are right now. So, let's say for example, gusto mong maka-achieve ng 1 million pesos by next year. So, you have to divide that 1 million in 12 months. So, you'll get around mga 84,000, and then yung 84,000, divide it by 4 or divide it by 30 days, no? So you will know kung ano yung kailangan mong income every day. So kung ano yung kailangan mong yung target mo, of course, 'di ba? And then aside from that, highly successful people think accurately. So what does it mean? They see things as it is. Hindi sila over optimistic, hindi sila very optimistic, or hindi rin naman sila pessimist. So they are realistic optimist. Anong ibig sabihin doon? They formulate strategies in that na they know that strategy will work and they will achieve their goal with that strategy. But hindi sila overly optimistic na sige, gawin natin tong strategy nito, then they let it be. Kasi chances are mag-fail yun. They would have to think what could go wrong, what don't they know, and what don't they see. So usually how highly successful people operate, dun naglalaro, dun sa tatlong questions na yun. For my case, I also have my business. So, paano ko ina-apply yun? So, if for example, I have a project. So, syempre, kung may project ko, kailangan ko ng investor. So, how do I get that investor? So, of course, para magkaroon ako ng investor, I would have to present my project. I would have to present my business. So, ilang presentations ang kailangan kong gawin to have one investor. On the average, kailangan ko ng 4. So, to get 4 presentations, kailangan kong mag-set ng appointment, mga 8 appointments. Okay? So, around dun sa 8 appointments, ilang invites kaya ang kailangan kong i-send out para makuha ko yung 8 appointments na yun. Usually, let's say for example, 16. So, ganun yung plan ko. So, I would have to send 16 invites to lock 8 appointments. And for those 8 appointments, from those 8 appointments, kailangan makapag-present ako ng 4 to get that one investor. So, why? Of course, kung kailangan mo ng isang investor, hindi lang naman isa yung lalapitan mo, isang tao lang yung lalapitan mo. Chances are, paano kung halimbawa, nireject ka niya, at hindi mo na-hit yung goal mo, di ba? So, you would have to increase your number. So, doon ko ina-address yung what could go wrong. Of course, syempre, doon sa 16 na yon na sinend mo na invite, some of them may go, some of them may not, di ba? So, para doon sa mga pumunta, nagpa-set ng appointment, pagdating ng araw na appointment, pwede pa rin naman silang hindi pumunta eh. Kasi, syempre, may ibang priority sila sa buhay. Para dun sa mga pumunta sa presentation mo, they may not like your business or they may not like yung project na ino-offer mo. So, andun pa rin yung, may mga rejection rates pa rin. So, you would have to compensate sa numbers. So, that's how I do it. Next naman, you have to think about people. Of course, sa lahat ng bagay, mas mabilis gawin ang isang task kapag may nagturo na sa'yo.
Yes po.
So, you would have to find your mentor and follow a mentor. So, sila yung mga taong narating na kung ano man yung gusto mong marating sa buhay. Magpaturo ka sa kanila, so that way, alam mo na kung anong gagawin. That would save you time and money. Lastly, you have to support your team kung may team ka. Syempre, kung wala kang team, wala ka. You're nothing without your team. Diba?
Yes
So,
po.
that's how I do it.
How about, Doc, ano naman po ang difference ng working smart sa working hard?
Okay, so working smart is having that vision, na having that goal and working towards that goal na alam mo yung tina-target mo. Versus working hard, which is the daily grind na, trabaho ka lang ng trabaho, hindi mo alam kung ano yung nakikita mo. So, to be successful, it's a combination of working smart and working hard.
Okay po. Thank you for that, Doc. Now we see the difference po. Also, I have read online that naps can help you boost your productivity at work. Is this true po?
Yes. Naps are you would have to know how to use naps. Kasi pwede itong maging detrimental sa'yo and pwede rin naman maging source na makapag-recuperate ka. So, what I do, ang naps ko, kapag sobrang pagod ko, I usually time it 20 to 90 minutes. Hindi ako pwedeng lumagpas ng 90 minutes. Why? Pag lumagpas ako ng 90 minutes, sasakit yung ulo ko. And that would make my productivity, it would suffer yung productivity ko. And syempre, kapag sumobra ka naman sa tulog, baka yung gumising sa'yo yung security guard ng building. So, ayaw din naman natin
ayaw natin yun.
Well, that's how I do it.
Okay, thank you for the clarification, Doc. Ngayon naman po, pag-usapan natin, how can we utilize our break time the right way?
Yung break time natin, ideally, we work for 2 hours, then take breaks. So, after every 2 hours, dapat ang breaks mo.
Ang break kapag nag-work.
Yeah.
Okay po. May mga times kasi na yung employee sa dami ng nagagawa, hindi na talaga po sila nakakapag-break. So, okay lang po ba yun, Doc? Or advice nyo po na mas kailangan nilang i-util po yung break nila?
Yes, kailangan ma-maximize mo rin yung break mo. So, hindi naman to dahil sa marami ka pang hinahabol, kaya gagamitin mo na lang yung break mo to work. Syempre, kapag ka sobrang pagod ka na, paano ka rin naman magiging productive?
Tama.
So, hindi rin maganda yun. So, take short breaks once in a while para makapag-recuperate, then go back to your task at hand.
Okay po. Thanks, Doc. So, ngayon naman po, do you think that warming up and doing exercise is helpful before office hours?
Yes. Exercise releases endorphins. So, ito yung hormones na nakaka-reduce ng stress. So, kapag yung katawan mo nag-exercise, so it's swimming with endorphins bago ka mag-work. So, ano rin yun, makakabawas ng stress din. Hindi ka kagad mapapagod ng mabilis. So, it's really good.
Okay po. Aside from that po, I think kailangan din malaman ng mga viewers natin on how to be more organized po.
Okay, so how to be more organized? So, you have to be aware kung ano yung task mo. at kung ano yung ina-expect na output from you. So what I do is yung mga tasks ko, kinaklasify ko siya according to urgency and importance. So highly urgent tasks and highly important tasks, do them first. Hindi pwedeng ipagpaliban yun. Next, yung mga low urgency and highly important tasks, set a deadline for them kasi hindi naman sila urgent. So you can, basta may deadline lang sila kung kailan dapat tapos na. And then, find a way na ma-incorporate mo sila sa daily routine mo. Okay, then third, yung mga highly urgent and low importance tasks, delegate them. Kasi hindi naman siya important for you. Pero highly urgent, so kailangan may ibang gagawa for you. So delegate mo sa assistant. And then lastly, yung mga low urgency na may low importance na mga tasks, again, delegate them. Pero pwede silang ipagpaliban. So you have to study kung pwede bang siyang i-postpone and until when na pwedeng i-postpone.
I see. So, tama, kailangan po pala talaga, importante po ba yung mga notes natin pag ganyan?
Yes, it would greatly help you
lalo
to
na
remember
kapag
yung
makakalimutin
tasks.
ka, no?
Correct.
Now, thank you so much for your insights po, Doc. So, thank you for sitting us here with Philcare's FB Live. I'm sure maraming natutunan yung mga viewers natin and I hope nakapag-jot down po sila. So, aside from marami silang natutunan, I think may mga questions pa po sila sa mind nila. So, but before we get to those, we'll pause muna for a short break. And pagbalik natin, we will make sure that masasagot po namin yan lahat. Sana nakahanda na po yung mga questions nyo. So, paki-post lang po ang mga questions sa live discussion natin para masagot po ni Doc Jansen later. So, viewers, stay tuned and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Philcare's Workplace Wednesdays again. So, hello again to our viewers. Ngayon, sasagutin na ng ating guest ang mga tanong ninyo about working smarter. If meron pa nga habol dyan ng tanong, just comment below your question so we'll get back to you shortly. At syempre to our guest, Doc Jansen, thank you for giving us insights about work productivity po kanina. So, ngayon po, sagutin na natin ang question. So, first question po. Okay, so first question po, galing po kay Jerome. So, is it healthy to use social media sites and apps during work hours?
For me, healthy naman siya as long as yung social media apps mo, you use it for work. So, or it makes your work more easier or faster. Of course, kailangan alam mo kung ano yung in-expect din na output from you. And then, you have to be very careful also kasi social media is highly distracting. So, hindi pwedeng nagtatrabaho ka and then nagso-social media ka, nag-i-scroll ka, and then hindi mo nababalikan yung work mo.
Tama
So,
po.
at the end of the day, asan yung work output, di ba? So, you have to be really aware.
So, kailangan talaga may discipline dun sa paggamit
Yes.
ng social media sites. Okay po, thank you. Galing naman kay Carla. So, any tips about pacing my workflow the smarter way?
Okay. How can you pace your workflow? So, kailangan aware ka, again, kung ano yung mga tasks mo at hand, and then focus on them one at a time. Huwag mo silang gagawin na everything all at the same time, all at once. Okay? Kasi chaos yun.
Okay po, alam nyo na ha guys, so take note of that po. So, isa pang tanong, galing naman kay Tresha. So, can my everyday diet affect my productivity?
Yes. Yung mga diet na high in coffee, yung mga nakaka 3 cups per day, 2 cups per day, yung mga nagso-soft drinks, yung mga kumakain ng spicy foods, yung mga mahilig sa maasim, sila yung mga very prone sa hyperacidity. Konting increase lang ng stress, makakaramdam ng abdominal discomfort. So, ang tendency is, of course, syempre, pag masakit ng tiyan mo, very uncomfortable, di ka makapagtrabaho. Ang
Tama
gagawin, mag-half day na lang yun or absent.
Mag-clinic, ganun.
Yes.
Opo. Okay, so now that's the way to do it pala, no? So, last question po, coming from Shanti. So, how can I maintain my productivity even while sleep deprived?
Okay, so bawat isang tao, iba-iba ang diskarte dyan. So, me personally, what I do is take high-quality supplements talaga. Kasi syempre, kapag kulang ang sleep ko, yung mga vitamins, siya yung tutulong sa akin para hindi ako mabilis makaramdam ng fatigue throughout the day when I do my stuff. And then, Pagdating naman sa gabi, para rin mas gumanda yung tulog ko, I also take supplements. No? So, pero of course, hindi naman excuse yun dahil may supplements, hindi na ako matutulog ng adequately. Nothing beats adequate sleep. At least 6 to 8 hours a day, okay na yun.
6 to 8 hours po.
Yes.
I see. So, ayun po, maraming salamat po talaga, Doc Jansen, for sharing your insights and thoughts po to our Facebook audience. So, I'm sure maraming natutunan yung mga audience natin or yung viewers natin on how to work smart araw-araw. So, salamat din sa mga nakisali sa usapan natin for today dito sa Working Smart Everyday Productivity Hacks. So, we can now work smarter, balance our stress, be more productive, and now we can live healthier. So don't forget to like our Facebook page. So that's at PhilCarePH. And visit our website. So that's philcare.com.ph. So for more information and smarter healthcare tips. Okay? So abangan ang ating mga susunod na episode. At ang ating pag-uusapan from October po is about eating disorders. So kaya naman viewers, stay tuned only here at Workplace Wednesday is presented by PhilCare. So, healthcare made smarter. Magandang hapon!